representatives will take note of the leadership of Mr. Kirk here, however much criticism he is receiving right now, to do something about the rampant shooting on the streets of Gary. Let's go to Gloria on line 1. Hey, Gloria.
Good morning. I am very surprised at you because if you look back in history, there have been gangs and all of this all of my life. I've heard the Kennedys, all of them, they were gangs. But in any big city, the drugs are always, the other people from affluent areas come over here and pick them up. If you can't see that this is gang-related and it just doesn't happen here, Chicago, they have so many shootings until they just pick what they want. But every morning, you beat the battle about Gary, which is so insignificant. And if you do know about the Army, you don't bring the Army in here. They are taught to kill. So they're never going to come in. And as I've told you before, your governor says they're not going to give any help to try to, get rid of the crime. Now, you could ask Sheriff Bunsage. This is all gang-related. And if your little child, like Ramon's child, is sitting out on a porch by mistake, anybody could. And you have systematically about Gary so bad until nobody comes to our baseball field.
Well, I mean, I appreciate you saying, voicing your opinion about me talking about Gary.
Yeah, it looked like it's your daily thing. And everybody that came to our baseball field, it was never an incident. And when I first moved to this area, the first person I ever heard was the white mayor going to jail, okay? But when it turned black, Gary has paid his way more than anybody else, okay? And we're not asking, maybe Karen Freeman Wilson is, but we're not asking for anybody, and you don't dare talk about Hammond because Mayor McDermott won't allow you, because behind you is one of the biggest drug areas in the world.
Gloria, 36 people have been killed on the streets of Gary.
But you know what? That happens. That happens because it's gang-related. And a lot of things happen in Munster. Those people are trying to sell those flooded houses in Munster. Cars are being taken away. But that's never talked about. It's just why is it you just got this thing about Gary? Like you try keeping your station going until now nobody comes to our baseball field because people are afraid that they're going to get hurt. But you can go to maybe you never lived in a big city, but in a big city, the police always protects the rich people. In the poor areas, they don't.
Well, Gloria, let's look at this situation, okay? I mean, would you agree that it is a dangerous and possibly dire situation right now in the city of Gary? You've talked about that, being afraid to go out onto the street sometimes.
Let me tell you something, Dietlow. I lived in New York, California, Washington, D.C. I've lived all over, even Jamaica, which they used to boycott so you wouldn't come there. It is dangerous all over the world. You can go to Mexico and never come back, okay? But the biggest cartel is the Mexican cartel, okay? So you never tell about these things, and it's all gang-related. People coming in, when we used to couldn't have guns, they've been shooting, the cowboys. You walk in a city, you're tough, you get to be the sheriff. Don't tell me that you have beat this battle too much for me. I listened to you when I was in the hospital, and I just couldn't believe it every day. But you don't do your homework and find out why.
Who knows why, Gloria? Why are people shooting each other?
But you're saying...
No, if I don't know why, you tell me why. I would like to know why.
Let me tell you what I feel.
Why are
You
people
have
shooting each other?
Beat the Bible.
You already said that, and we got your point. I'm talking about Gary again, and callers are calling in about Gary, and you don't like that. But why are people? No. Hold on a second. Why are people shooting each other?
People are moving out of Gary every day. They have been moving out of Gary ever since we got a black mayor, and you know that.
Okay, I understand all of that.
And
I understand
then
that.
you had your other person talking about put the garbage dump over. And I fought for the people in Black Oak not to have the garbage dump 25 feet from their house, okay? So I am an environmentalist. I am not a prejudiced person, but when I see racists blatantly for to keep your station going, I just have a problem with you.
Okay, I understand that. You got it. You've told that. You've said that. And I don't really want to go into that part of it right now, but I do want to go into one part of what you said. Why are people shooting each other on the streets of Gary on a regular basis?
You didn't get the message, did you?
No, tell me.
Gang-related, like if you got a gang, it even happened in the way back in the day. If you got a gang and you go out there and shoot and somebody's walking by mistake, you might get shot.
Okay, slow down.
That.
I got you.
That's why
gang-related.
Our children in Chicago and different things are not on the street. They know where to go.
Okay, slow down a second. Slow down. Okay, hold on. No, you slow down. Slow down. No, I'm done. You know what? You got to slow down. All right, here's the deal. Senator Mark Kirk across the state line, he comes out and he says, you know what? We need to arrest 18,000 gangster disciples because the violence in Chicago is a gang problem. He says that, and Bobby Rush comes out and calls him an elitist white boy solution.
Right, because do you understand that if it's a gang, just arresting those few and putting them in jail, that is not going to stop. That's what a gang is. It goes on and on and on, and especially since they start putting the drugs in and all of those sort of things, and by when they moved the jobs out of the United States, made no jobs. Also, it started way back when you couldn't get a job unless you had a high school education, so we changed that. And when you got your civil rights where we could move any place we wanted to, then it was on. But the criminals always go where the money is. And you never say nothing about the Munster. You never say nothing about Hammond. And I wouldn't go to Hessville if my life depended on it.
Hey, Gloria. I missed you while you were in the hospital.
I don't think you did. Because if you did, you wouldn't talk about my city so bad. Oh, and I do want to thank our friend for bringing me those beautiful roses, Burley Suds from WLTH. When I was in there, I forgot to tell her, and I can't, acknowledge her on the radio.
All right, well, I talk to her on a regular basis. I'll tell her what you said. All right, I'll see you there, Gloria. Talk to you. Hey, 7:35.